Setting up a new PC. For many, a stressful and scary situation. Well, My Computer Works wants this video and the blog post that accompanies this video to help make the transition as smooth as possible. So let's start right from the beginning. The purchase of the machine. What operating system are we going to use? Now, for most, that's an easy question because you've probably either been using Mac or Windows, whatever your operating system is, for some time. But I'm going to pretend like you've never purchased a computer before. And that's kind of how we're going to approach the video, right? So there's Chrome operating system now on the market. There's Windows and there's Mac. Okay, we're going to rule out Linux because for the average person, they can't use Linux. If you can, that's awesome. Most of our clients here at My Computer Works are not going to be using Linux because it would cause too many issues with the daily software that they use, and they're just not super tech savvy, so Linux isn't for them, right? So for you advanced people and advanced tech people, if you use Linux, that's awesome. You could always use it out of a virtual machine, so you could still stick around Windows, the best for gaming, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the three main on the market right now. So Chrome, Mac, and Windows. Sorry, Linux, you're out. So for the most part, if you're going to be just using the system for email and browsing, a Chromebook could work for you, right? So Chromebooks, though, are very limited. You're gonna be limited to basically, well, like Google software, Android-based software, right? So if you have an Android phone and you want your computer to be just like your Android phone, Chromebook might be for you. You're going to be using Gmail on that thing. You're going to be using Google Chrome. You're going to be downloading applications from the Google Play Store. And if that's all you do and that's all you need to do and you don't want to be able to do anything else, Chromebook might be for you. They're cost effective, low cost, cheap. Definitely a route you could think about going. If that literally, again, though, that has to be all you do because they're very limited in what they can do. Pretty much those things I just mentioned. That's it. So could be for you, though, because you would save money. Now, we'll move over to Mac. Mac is great for things like video editing, graphic design, digital art, things like that. If that's something that you do, Mac might be something you want to look into. Of course, MacBooks are very expensive. Yeah, no, the Apple machines are definitely there for a reason. People like them. If you love your iPhone and you want a computer, again, it's kind of like the Android with the Chromebook. If you love your iPhone, you want a computer that's just like your iPhone, get a MacBook. It is good for the things that I mentioned, but Windows can also do all of the things previously mentioned, you know, graphic design, digital art, things like that. MacBook does have some good software for that, and Apple makes some good software for that, but definitely can do that on Windows operating system. Windows operating system definitely holds the crown as far as gaming goes. So if you're going to be gaming, you're definitely going to want to go with the Windows operating system. If you're going to be if you want freedom for software and kind of just be able to easily download and do whatever you want and use, you know, most and all different file types easily on your machine, then Windows is going to be the ideal for you. And most people use Windows, actually. So right now it's sitting at 72.22% of users on the market. That's a big number, guys. So 72.22% of the users are using Windows out there, and 14.73% using Mac. And Linux and Chromebook, Chrome operating system, they're lagging behind, right? So 3.8%, 88%, and 2.45% respectively. And again, that is due largely to Windows operating system being able to seamlessly kind of run everything. If you want to run Linux on your Windows, you can always download like a virtual machine and run it from there, so it's not like you lose anything. So once you pick your computer, you want to get that thing home. You want to get that thing onto a flat surface and nice clear surface where it can vent out, right? So we've got not only a blog post that came out recently, but a video about overheating. You don't want your system to overheat, so make sure there's nice ventilation and space for your system. Cable management is really important if you're going to be running cables, wired devices like wired mouse, wired keyboards. I'm a big fan of zip ties. I got everything zip tied behind my machine. Nice cable management, very good. You'll thank me in the end for that. So right from the beginning, do things right, do the setup right, physical setup right. Okay, after that, you need to think about what connection type you're going to use. Now, if you're going to do Ethernet, you could just go ahead and hook that baby right into your computer right in the beginning. You don't need to wait. Wi-Fi, though, you will do during the operating system setup, which brings me to our next point, operating system setup. So once you press power on that new device, you're going to be walking through the setup of the operating system. Now, for Mac devices, you typically sign into your Apple ID, and for Windows, you sign into your Microsoft account. for Chromebooks, you sign into your Google account, right? So when you do this, this is kind of nice because this brings in sometimes your applications, your programs, your settings, software that you were using, data if you had it stored in their cloud. If you were doing any of that, will all drop back into the computer, which is pretty nice. And it just kind of generally tracks your devices across your account. That's good too in the event that like you lose one, or you need like the serial number, BitLocker, recovery key. There's a lot of different reasons that you want to make sure you tie it to the proper account. Okay. Once you get that done, after that, it's pretty much just whatever you want. You want to download some software, you want to put some programs, you want to put some applications on that thing, you want to change your background. I always do that. I like to get the layout set up right first. You know what I'm saying? I usually have my list of like each computer I get, I've got to have at least these programs and apps, right? Beyond that, whatever. My data I keep on external drives. Which brings me to the most important part probably of the whole video when you're moving to a new computer. Making sure you back up your old one, whether that be to the cloud or to an external device. We've got lots of videos about that if you want to go check those out. And make sure you get a full backup. You want everything, right? Some people, they'll move to a new computer and they're like, my software's been doing it. That's not always the case. Make sure you go in there and check to make sure that that backup's complete and that it's current. You don't want to lose anything when moving from one computer to another. Now, again, if this is your first computer, you don't have to worry about that. But you do kind of. Still get yourself a backup so that with your new computer, as you build data, it's being backed up. Now, if you have issues with any of this, like moving to the new computer, restoring the data, there's a lot of different steps in this. We understand. Give us a call. Numbers at the beginning and the end of the video. It's also down in the description. And please, while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe. We'd love to see you again on the next video. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you then.